Good morning, guten Morgen, magandang umaga, konnichiwa, bonjour. So, I apologize for my morning voice. It's shortly after 7. I woke up super early. I'd say it was like around 5 a.m. or shortly. Well, I woke up before 5, but I got out of bed a little bit after 5. And it's always nice to start your day early because now that it's 7, I got a lot accomplished in 2 hours. So I thought I would do a video, squeeze in a video before I head out today. So again, please excuse my oh man. So I'm sitting in a different spot because it's so early. The morning sun is blaring in here where I usually sit, and I didn't want to be like this the entire time. How you doing? Like Mr. Magoo. In any event, I just wanted to I forgot what I wanted to talk about as part 2 of what I had mentioned the other day, but I thought of something this morning that I wanted to share. It's in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. It says, "When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him." And I don't consider anyone my enemy, okay? I know that this being spiritual, Ephesians 6:12, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. The real enemy is lies, darkness, anything that's not of Christ. Most people who don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, they forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Before I became born again, I knew lying was wrong. I knew like stuff like stealing was wrong, and I had a pretty high moral compass. But even though I knew things were wrong, like when I would pour poison down my throat because I was an alcoholic, I knew it wasn't healthy for you. I wasn't under some sort of delusion that, oh, this is exceptional behavior. But I was being influenced by other spirits. I was wrestling with spirits, but I actually wasn't wrestling very hard. I succumbed to it. I allowed it to happen. I knew sleeping with a stranger was not cool, but I didn't care. So I allowed other spirits to basically run my vessel. And that's how, anyone who's not born again in Christ, that's how it is with other people. They have let their guard down unknowingly. They label it as a carefree attitude, or I'm just living my life. You know what? I'm not harming anyone else. I'm just doing my own thing. And they don't understand that they're murdering themselves and that it's very harmful. And when it says in Proverbs that your enemies will be at peace with you if you're actually walking with the Lord, is the truth. That I don't preach to other people what they should and shouldn't do, because I'm wise enough to know that they can't hear me. They can't hear the truth and they cannot know the truth. Jesus Christ is truth. That either the Lord has called out to them and opened up their mind and opened up their heart to him, or, he's allowing them to have their free will to make the choice to stay in the dark. That's what they're choosing, the beautiful lie, so to speak. They're choosing the darkness because it's a false peace to them. And because I know this, and I'm wiser because the Lord has made me more understanding, that I'm not fighting with people in a carnal manner. I'm not causing conflict. I've never been one to make waves before I became born again in Christ. The Lord's been working on me for many, many, many years. And having eyes to see, looking over my testimony, I can see where the Lord was influencing me and helping me grow and learn to walk with him, even though I wasn't born again yet. That it was better for me to be at peace with people, even disagreeable people, than it was to argue to so-called win an argument. There are no winners when it gets to a point where you're arguing and hurting someone's feelings. Nobody wins in that situation. Maybe if you have dealt with people who have strong narcissistic tendencies that are very vengeful, you're at peace. Your enemies will be at peace with you because you're not feeding the beast, essentially. And I'm sorry I'm not a speaker, and I try to relay the message as clear as I can, but this is the truth. If you're not feeding the beast, and that's your own flesh as well, your flesh is the beast. If you're not feeding the beast, you'll be at peace, and your enemies will be at peace with you as well. It doesn't mean they're not gonna stop talking behind your back. It doesn't mean they're gonna stop lying to you and act like one way or the other, because people are very good actors. Okay, they're lying to themselves as well. They act nice or act the way they think or the way they want the world to perceive them. But yet the Lord knows their hearts. But the Lord helps your enemies, those who are not of Christ, be at peace with you, because when you're walking with him, you're wiser. You're wiser to not be in your flesh because you're walking in the Spirit. So the less that you're in your flesh, the less that you are being led to do carnal things that may trip you up, the more at peace you will be, and others will be with you. Because if they try to start an argument or being disagreeable, you don't feed into it. You're like, I'm on a diet. I'm all set. I'm not going to take the bait. And the other person, especially a narcissist, doesn't want to look foolish. So some people are more persistent than others and will keep at it. But they're on their own when they do that. You know, you can't help what other people say and what other people do. But you can be at peace knowing the truth and stay on that rock with the Lord, and your enemies will be at peace with you. The Lord promises that. So I hope I planted a good seed and gave you something to think about, that if your enemies aren't at peace with you, maybe you're feeding the beast, and maybe you're not walking in the Spirit. I love you, and God bless.